Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Stormworks. We're once again playing with our microcarrier. In this one, I'm going to be quickly talking to you guys how to land and take off from the carrier. So up first, I'm going to be kind of using this prop plane, and then the next approach, we are going to be using a jet plane, and I'll talk about how to use a lot of the instruments in the jets, and that will make it easier for you to fly. So first couple things I'm doing is just getting the boat ready. So we're going to turn on all of our landing assists, which are these three keys right here. There are landing guide, our landing lights, and our landing laser. So make sure all three of those are on. It'll make it a lot easier for you. And then the next thing you want to do is make sure the boat is moving. You want the boat to be moving because it will effectively make the runway feel longer while you're approaching it, and that will make it significantly easier for you to land planes. It's going to be almost impossible for you to land a jet on this thing without it moving. So if you're in a jet, I recommend popping it into overdrive, get this thing going as fast as possible. But if you're in a prop plane or whatnot, it doesn't really matter. You can get going pretty quick in non-overdrive mode. So we took care of that. We're going to head outside, and I'm just going to talk about the runway real quick. So here's our guide. It's going to be locked with the slope of the optical landing guide. And then we're going to talk about the runway lights. So at each end of the runway, you're going to have 4 white lights with 2 reds. That's going to kind of be standard with the runway. You're going to have blinking white lights along the center. And then those 3 yellow bars is where you want to set your wheels down as soon as you land. So that's kind of what you're aiming for. The end of the runway with the reds, that kind of shows you that is, where you have no more space. But we're going to get this thing started up, and I'll show you how to take off. It's just this button right here. Make sure everything's moving. And then kind of not a great launch. I think I have my brakes on, but yeah, definitely turn your brakes off, guys. All right, but now we are just going to swing this thing around, and we will kind of talk about the approach. So I have the carrier in my HUD, and this is at half speed, guys, just so I can kind of talk you through it. You're going to look at the dial on the very bottom of our screen there with the 2 green bars. That's going to kind of guide me. It says I'm on slope, and I'm kind of headed to the carrier at a good rate of descent. So the next thing I'm going to look for is this laser. You can see the laser just off the left of our aircraft through the windows there. That's going to help me kind of align how straight I am. And keep in mind, while we're doing this, we're going to be using the throttle to modulate how high up and down we are with that laser. And we're going to aim our crosshair right above the deck. So we're going to aim it kind of in between the horizon and the deck. And we're going to just kind of follow this laser all the way in. And as soon as you get here, you're going to want to cut throttle, turn on your brakes. And in the jet, that's a little bit of a different story, but I forgot to turn on my brakes. Here they are finally. But yeah, so that was at half speed. That's kind of what you're looking to do. All right, so now we're in the NNTC jet, and I've got the carrier over my left shoulder, so I'm just going to bank into it, and we're going to start heading towards the carrier. One thing to note with the jets is you're going to want to do this from a lot further out because you're going a lot faster in them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look into the HUD, and we're going to find the little circle with 3 lines off of it. That will point you to exactly where the jet is headed. So we're going to, just like the prop plane, we're going to aim right above the deck. And I'm going to just kind of lower this thing down because we're heading in a little high. So I'm going to lower our throttle to our approach speed. And I'm going to make sure we're ready to land. So I'm going to lower the tail hook. And again, I'm going to look for that meatball. It just turned on. So we are on slope. And I'm going to keep our little forward indicator right above the deck. And so again, we're going to modulate how high we are with the thrust. We can offer it pitch inputs in that, but try not to. Essentially, you're going to do this with a thrust, and then just like with the prop plane, we look for the laser. There's the laser. Looks like I'm a little right of the carrier. Again, same thing with the last landing. So I'm going to, slowly work on heading left, and that's with the rudder. And here we go. We are going to follow that laser in and lower the throttle and turn the brakes on, which again, I'm bad at doing. All right, well, guys, that was the basics of how you can land planes on the carrier and just some tips and tricks for you. I hope you found this video useful, and thank you for watching. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you liked the video, and definitely come back for more. We are going to keep playing with the carrier and keep building in Stormworks.